Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiteboard Finance. My name is Marco and I'm here to help you master your money and build your wealth. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to pay off debt fast using 5 big lifestyle changes. So the weight of debt on our shoulders can cause a lot of stress and anxiety. So in this video, I'm going to show you 5 ways to change your lifestyle to pay down debt faster. So this isn't a video about eating rice and beans until your debt is paid off. Big changes tend to be painful at first, but will help significantly down the road. So without further ado, give the video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. So some of these are going to seem like common sense if you're already doing them, but for others that aren't, you're going to be like, no way, I'm not doing that, no chance. Keep in mind, you guys, this video is about taking 5 drastic ways so you can pay off your debt fast. It's not about skipping, a $1 coffee every other day. That's not going to put a dent in your $60,000 worth of student loans or your $5,000 in credit card debt, okay? These are going to be drastic times for drastic measures, or drastic measures for drastic times, I should say. So let's get right into it. So number 1 is getting a roommate, okay? So for those of you that already have roommates, you're like, duh, Marco, this is a no-brainer. Why would I do that? For the people that don't have a roommate, you're probably thinking, man, do I really want someone sharing the kitchen and this and that? Well, housing, as we all know, is one of our biggest expenses. So if you get a roommate to rent out, a part of your, home, or you get even like a room, for example, if you want to go that route, this can be very lucrative. It can take out a big chunk of that monthly housing expense. So I do one-on-one coaching calls. If you want to book me, link is in the description below. I've done about 15 or 20 of these. All 5-star reviews, no big deal. So I coach people on YouTube growth, and I coach people also on financial matters. I had a call with a young lady from the Northeast, and basically she's making good money, low 6 figures. Obviously, I'm not going to disclose any specifics, but ultimately, she's house poor. She has a really expensive house. It's taking up literally 50-60% of her net income, even though she's making good money. So what I suggested to her was either selling the house, or you got to get a roommate or multiple roommates per room. So with that being said, I think she ultimately went that route, which is going to help her save some money. So I would have to vet this person, meaning the roommate, based on their lifestyle. You have to know who they are, get some good credentials, get some good credibility factors, kind of like, do they have a good job? Are they responsible? Are they clean? Are they a friend of a friend? I wouldn't necessarily get a roommate just to get a roommate because it's your buddy. Maybe I'll pay you next week, or I'll get you back the next day, bro, I promise. Yeah, right. So you really have to vet this person like they are a tenant in your home, because they are. And it's not as bad as it sounds if you actually end up working at the same time or on different schedules. That way you never really even see the person to begin with. So it's a good way to make a few extra $100 a month, and that way you can throw that few extra $100 a month towards your debt. Number 2 is something that many will not do in a million years unless they become financially mature enough to realize that they made a mistake. And that's moving into a more affordable home. So a lot of people, they get in trouble, okay, because they start, making decent income, and they see how much they can stretch out that mortgage to 30 years, and they see that payment go down. They don't realize how much interest they're paying over the term of that 30 years. So if you're house poor, you need to either figure out a way to make more money, or you need to move. So about that personal trainer that I just mentioned in the previous example, making really good money, low 6 figures, house poor, either needed to move or get a roommate. So sometimes this isn't feasible, or you think it's not feasible if you already have kids in the school system, or you're used to making your friends think that you live in some extravagant home and you're keeping up with the Joneses and that you're doing better financially than you really are. But if you want to get a solid foundation of how much house you can actually afford, check out the tag above. I actually have a link to my video of how much house you can afford, and I do have a spreadsheet that goes along with that video. So housing should take up a max, in my opinion, of 28% of your net income. So when I say housing, I'm talking like the mortgage, the utilities, putting away 5-10% a year of the value of the home for stuff that may break. Expenses, lawn care, maintenance, all that good stuff. So you should actually do this based on a 15-year mortgage and not a 30. So number 2 is move into a more affordable home. That way you can pay down that debt faster. Number 3, No new friends, no new friends. No, I'm just kidding. If you have to get new friends, do it. Just kidding. No one's going to get new friends. Let's be real. We're all humans. We all have relationships. You can't really pick your family or your neighbors. You can pick your friends, but if you grew up with people, you tend to stick around with them. So all joking aside, you need to be cognizant of the friends that are putting you in situations that, you're just blowing hundreds of dollars a weekend. You may be going out to clubs, you may be going out to, sporting events, you might be going out to restaurants, stuff that you don't really need to do, but it's costing you, $100 here, $200 there, $70 there. You don't have to cut your friends off completely because that would be kind of weird and you'd be ostracizing yourself from friendship, but be cognizant of what's going to happen if you hang out with certain people. So I have a few friends in mind who I absolutely love. I've been friends with them since we were super little for about 20 years now. But I know that I get into certain patterns when I hang out with these people. So I need to do it, more sparingly or be cognizant of who I'm hanging out with. So with those friends or with any other friends in general, you can suggest other activities like going out for a bike ride, playing a certain sport, like let's go shoot some hoops or, kick the soccer ball around. You can play board games, whatever. Stuff that doesn't cost $1 million with, bottles of vodka with like sparklers shooting from them and half-naked women serving them to you. Even though that is fun, it's not free. So if you do want to do those things, do them. You're with your friends. And if the friends don't want to do the stuff that I just suggested that doesn't cost as much, maybe they weren't your real friends to begin with. So something to think about there. Okay, number 4. I don't know if you guys can still see this. This may sound like it sucks, and it does suck, but it's true. No days off until this debt is paid off, okay? So my wife's grandpa is an Eastern European immigrant. He worked 7 days a week at Ford to provide for his family. Let that sink in. 7 days a week. So when you get to Friday and you're like, oh, TGIF, I can, do whatever I want. I can hang out with the friends with the bottle service, with the bottles of vodka, shooting the sparklers. No, he never had that because he put 2 sons through dental school and he put 1 daughter through nursing school, okay? No English, no money, no nothing. Just worked 7 days a week and didn't complain about it either. So you need to use your free time to make more money while you can. Yes, this sucks, but it's worth doing it to get out of debt and to stay out of debt. So you may have to sacrifice some time with friends and family, but once you don't have that burden of debt on your shoulders, you will be grateful for it. And last but not least, I'm going to erase all of these because this is the most important, okay? Number 5, this is the most drastic change you will make if you are not this kind of person. You're going to become, okay, a spreadsheet nerd. So here's the spreadsheet, here's the Excel file, bink, 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 perfect. Look at that. Bill Gates would be proud. I'm advertising Excel. So become a spreadsheet nerd. So if you're not an organized person, too bad. If you're not good at math, too bad. You need to understand what got you into this mess in the first place. So a tool that I personally use, I would suggest Personal Capital. You track your income, your expenses, your IRA accounts. It tracks your whole universal financial life. That way you understand exactly at any given moment what your spending habits were for any specific time period. You know exactly what your net worth is. You know pretty much everything that's coming in versus going out. So the motto that I live by, especially for my business here on YouTube, is what gets measured gets managed, okay? So what gets measured gets managed. If you're kind of just blindly, doing one of these, like, oh, I think I spent some money going out this month, or I think I went to a restaurant a couple of times, you would be surprised what that year-end number is. It's almost shocking. I looked at, I think my wife owns half of TJ Maxx, to be honest with you. All you see is TJ Maxx. No, she's good with her money. I'm just messing around. But ultimately, you guys, it provides like light where there never was light before. So check out Personal Capital down in the description below. So I just want to finish this video by saying once you finally get out of debt, you guys, you're not beholden to someone else. You can actually have freedom and choice, and that way you don't feel guilty about doing certain things. When you go out to an NFL game or a sporting event and you know you have debt, you kind of feel bad about spending, you know, 100, 200 bucks at the game, you know, for the tickets and the food and all that stuff. But if you do that without having debt, it's like, hey, you know, I kind of earned this and I'm managing my money responsibly. Also, when you don't have debt, you don't have to make hasty decisions, and that way, you know, it helps you make decisions with a clear mind as opposed to coming from like a scarcity mentality. So as always, you guys, please share the video with one friend if you got value out of this. Please give the video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, have a prosperous day.